Hey everyone, welcome to the video. The goal of this video is to get you prepared for your entrepreneurial experience so that it takes you a much shorter amount of time to get from point A to point B and then to point C and D, because you're going to keep going. But I don't want you to get stuck and hung up and spinning your tires in the beginning and not making any traction. So that's the point of this video. So stick around. I'm going to make it as short as possible, but I'm not going to miss on anything that's going to help you. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do to get prepared is get a calendar. At the bottom of this video and at the end of it, I'm going to include a link that's going to go deeper into the calendar because I'm going to keep this short, but conceptually really quick. The calendar is how you're going to organize your life, because when you get into this business, for most of you, you've got a million things already happening with your family, with your kids, and with your job, and with extracurricular stuff maybe, or who knows what else. So, and now you're going to throw this business in on top of that, and your life is just going to spin completely out of chaos. It's going to be even messier than it was before you got into this, and maybe you got into this to solve some problems. So you need to get a calendar. And just real quick, the calendar, you're going to schedule everything in it. You're going to schedule your work time, you're going to schedule your family time, you're going to schedule your play time. If you work out, you're going to schedule that in. Schedule in your sleep. And if there's some impromptu time that you need for just, anything goes, schedule that in if you have that luxury. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. And then here's the next part of that thing. When you schedule your family time and your work time and your time to build your business for your future, you cannot steal time from your family, your job, your business, and everything else that you've got going on. Because here's what most people do. You might get everything scheduled out, but then you're going to get a phone call from a business contact of some sort, and they're only going to be free maybe like when you've got family time. They're not free during your business time hours. And a lot of you out there, you're tempted to just say, oh, I can make this exception. I'll just steal it from my family. And then you ruin everything. And the same thing with your job. I mean, unless a life emergency comes up, because sometimes stuff happens, but otherwise you don't want to steal time from all these things. You need to keep everything in order, or everything falls into chaos and things get really messy and your family hates you and your kids curse your name at school. Just trust me on that. I've seen it happen a lot, and I'm not going to show you anything that's going to destroy your family. You can have your health and your wealth and your family, a personal life, a professional life. You can have both money and a personal life, and it can all be, thriving. You don't have to pick one or the other. If you don't have a calendar, you're going to have to pick one or the other if you want money or a personal life. But I'm showing you how to have both. So the calendar is really important. So go to those supplemental stuff that I'm going to put at the end of this video and in the description, and get into a calendar. I personally love the Google Calendar. It's free and I can sync it up to my phone, so it's with me everywhere, and I don't have to make double entries to make sure I've got it on me whether I'm out or at home. So that's all I'm going to say about the calendar in this video. The next thing you want to be prepared is your lists. There's going to be a couple of them. One of them is a daily to-do list. So, people ask me, Tom, how are you this successful? How do you get so much done? I keep a list and I work my calendar. I write stuff down that has to be done today, whether it's personal, professional, this or that. And odds are you're not going to have enough time in the day to get everything done on your list. So then you got to prioritize. And the prioritizing comes right here. Priority versus real life. So before you even really start your list and your calendars, this is actually the first thing I'd like you to do. And that's going to be, you're going to put your life priorities on this column. And it's probably going to be like 3 or 4, like whatever is the most important to you. Family, maybe a spiritual side, finances, your new business, because that's your vehicle. You're going to solve some crushing problems, or do whatever it is you want to do. And on this side, just audit what you do on a daily basis. And this list is probably going to be pretty huge. You're going to have all kinds of stuff in it. And when you get these lists made, I want you to draw some lines and see what matches up with your priorities. And for most people, this is a really eye-opening, simple exercise to do. If you're honest with yourself, you're going to find that there's a lot of stuff over here that doesn't have anything to do with your priorities. All the while, your priorities are totally suffering. So there's a lot of stuff over here that maybe you should get rid of permanently, because maybe it's just a bad vice. And there's going to be some things that are very good on this side, but they still don't line up with this side. And if that's the case, then just get rid of it temporarily for now until your priorities are in balance and they're thriving and your whole life is just healthy. And then you can re-add some of this stuff back in there. But if you're trying to build a business, to solve some problems and achieve your dreams and things like that, something on this side has to go. Just let's get real here. You cannot keep all this stuff right now. We'll call it delayed gratification. And I think everyone's familiar with that term now, and that this culture suffers badly from instant gratification syndrome. And that's what this is all about right here. So do that simple little exercise. And then when you're making your list of everything you got to do in a day, you can start to look at that with your priorities on the forefront of your brain. And you can say, okay, I don't have enough time in the day to do all of these things, so this stuff here is going to go because it doesn't line up with my priorities. But these are the core things I have to do every single day because they line up with my priorities. And you want your priorities to be in balance and thrive. It's kind of that simple. And your calendar, by the way, your calendar, this is hugely important. If you want to give your business a fair shot, then schedule at least 1 hour every single day into your business and include that in your calendar. If you got more time, do more time, but gosh, at least an hour. And if you have to break it up into 2 30-minute sessions or 4 15-minute ones, that's fine, it doesn't matter. But make sure you schedule in that hour and don't let anything else interrupt it. You may have to negotiate with your life. This isn't something that's taught much, but what I mean by that is if you do have a family and things like that, they need to know when family time is. They need to know when to leave you alone so that you can build your business, and they need to know why it's really important. And maybe you can give them a treat, like your first $1,000 week or whatever. You treat the family to a vacation, you know, and then everybody's in on board with that, and everybody's sort of emotionally tied and invested in that. So you have to communicate that with your family if you have one, or you know, your life in general. It needs to be negotiated with because you're busy and you got things going on, and you don't want to turn people against you. It's important. And the last thing on this list, certainly not least important, this ranks up there with everything else. If you want a reasonable expectation about what it's going to take for you to build your business, you need to have at least 100 people telling you no. So, I mean, just, you know, check it off every no that you get. Make it a race for yourself to get to 100. It might take you a couple months or so, but by the time you have 100 no's, you're gonna have some yeses. You're gonna already be banking money. You're gonna already prove to yourself that your business works. And you're also, by that time, you'll have so much practice that your people skills are gonna be better, your communication skills, how you connect with people. You're gonna have tougher, thicker skin, which is something that might start paper thin or not, I don't know, depending on you, but it's certainly gonna get thicker from where it's at now, from the people you talk to, maybe the occasional person who's giving you a hard time, or who knows, but all these things are gonna happen. And check this out. So you might have 5, 10, 15, 20 people eventually say yes by the time you get to 100 no's, but some of the people that said no, they're gonna reapproach you next month, next year, 10 years from now, I don't know, and they're gonna say, hey, tell me about that thing again, and boom, you just re-engage them. And also, because of the business model that you're in, these people that say yes, you know, the 1 or 2 of them that actually go on to build a big business, that's gonna be an effort. This original 100 no effort is gonna be an effort that pays you for the rest of your life. And you will never get that at a job, ever. The only place where that is possible is with something where you're building a team of people that you can depend on, such as an MLM or a network marketing opportunity business. So, do these things, get prepared, get your calendar, schedule at least 1 hour a day for your business, or more if you have more. And whatever you're scheduling in your calendar, don't steal time from other people. Honor everybody and everything and see it through. Make your priority versus your real life list so that you know what you've got to cut out if you really want to give your business a shot. And as you're making your to-do list, it's going to become pretty clear what you have to remove from it when you're basically running out of time, because we've all got 24 hours in a day. And the people that generally get more freedom are the ones that are faithful with that 24 hours in a day. So you have to learn to become faithful. This is a learning curve. For a lot of you, this stuff is kind of brand new, and maybe you haven't looked at a calendar this way before, so an old idea, but maybe in a new way. Just take the learning curve on, and remember that you've got to be pulled by your vision of who you want to become and how you want to be remembered, and the things you want to accomplish. You got a message that you want to get out there into the world that's of healing and good, and whatever else you're doing, you got to be pulled by that. And it has to be so compelling that when life gets hard, you're going to do the daily thing, and you're going to live by this stuff here. So I hope that helps. I know that it will. What am I saying? I hope. I know that it will. People that take the time to do this stuff as they're implementing every day, those are the ones that build big. I know people, I know people, once they got their life organized with a calendar and a to-do list and their priorities, it was the difference between $100 a month and $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a month. I mean, it was that explosive, just getting things in order. So if you don't think it works, I don't know about that. All I know is that it does work. So that's it. Go to my website, tombirkenmeyer.com. I know a lot of stuff, and if some of it helps you out even just a little bit, that'd be pretty freaking cool. Subscribe to my YouTube, dig around, pull out whatever makes sense for you, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.